Hello, my name is Dr. Nashwa Matta. I'm a pediatrician in Greater Glasgow and Clyde, and I have put this video together to help you to understand your baby's language and to decode his language, which is his behavior or her behavior. Communication is a reciprocal activity. While you want to interact with your baby is interacting back with you through their behavior. So it's very important to understand what cues the babies are giving you. While babies who are born full term, for an attentive adult, it can be very clear what they are saying. If they are crying, frowning, they are turning away, they are saying, I'm distressed or I'm happy. A baby born preterm or sick in intensive care have the same ability to communicate with you, but it might be more subtle signs that you need to be more attentive to understand what they are saying. It's very important to understand your baby's cues, especially if they are giving you signs of stress. Because if we ignore these signs of stress, it can develop into a more long-term effect on the babies. So some of these signs of stress could be that the baby might be arching their back, throwing their arms in the air, or looking away. We call it gaze aversion. Sometimes they bring some milk up, called posseting. Sometimes they start yawning or hiccup during an interaction. When the babies are looking away with their head or their eyes, it doesn't mean that the baby is saying, I don't like your interaction. It just means I need a break and then come back because I love your interaction. So it's very important to look at your baby. Is he staring? Is he scared? Is he going to looking worried? Calm them down with your voice, with your touch, and then start interacting with them. But to do that, it's very important to understand that babies have 6 states of arousal. And from 32 weeks gestation, they can maintain what we call a quiet alert, and they can show disorganized states of arousal. So what are these states of arousal? They go from very deep sleep to light sleep to drowsy alert to quiet alert when they are bright-eyed and ready for interaction, and that's the best time to interact with your baby, to maybe fussy and then crying. So the best time to interact with your baby, if you are going to read, sing, and hold, is to do this during quiet alert. It's very important to understand these signs, because if we ignore them, they can turn into what we call a physiological effect. What is physiological effect? If we ignore the signs of stress that the baby is showing us, then there will be changes in blood pressure, in heart rate, in the oxygen saturation in the body. And if we ignore for days and weeks these signs of stress, and we don't comfort the baby, and you are the comforter, you are the buffer for these stresses, the body will start producing stress hormones. While stress itself can be of benefit and stress hormones can be beneficial, but prolonged stress periods without a buffer can impact long-term on the baby's development, on the baby's brain growth, and other organs. So that's why it's so important to pay attention to your baby's cues. Remember that arching their back or putting their hands up or looking away, while it can be signs of stress, it's different from some of the normal general movement the babies are showing us. So if a baby is waking up, sometimes they have these normal, nice movements. They don't look frowning or in pain or upset. They just have this big, nice, complex movements, maybe a bit of jerkiness and a bit of stretch. That's different from arching their back, looking distressed, looking away, or start yawning. So if the baby is bringing their hand to their mouth, their hand to their cheek, their feet together, and maybe pushing against the nest or the boundaries around them, or they come into what we call like a baby in the womb, a fetal position, and they look comfortable, these are signs of relaxation. So remember, your baby is reciprocating with your interaction, but it's very important to understand how long does the baby tolerate interaction for. They might just want a touch or containment, but they might most of the time would like you to sing to them and read to them and interact and be excited with them. But every baby is different, and it depends as well on the medical status of the baby. So babies who are not well, they might like shorter interactions. So that's very important that you build this sensitivity and understanding of your baby. And remember, your baby saying, thank you. You are my buffer, and I love your touch and interaction with you. Interact with me during quiet alert period.